Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Give me 1 minute here. And I'm going to say hello to everyone out there, in here, everywhere, out there in the world. Welcome, welcome back. I am Kami Nakomi, and this is Kami Nakomi World. We are live today for another special installment of Call Me a Sports Fan. And of course, as always, I have my homeboy here with me. This is O. Say what's going on, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? How are you doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying themselves.
Of course, of course, of course, man. Everything going on good, okay with you, man?
Yes, having a good day, and as always, I enjoy being here. I always have a great time.
Thank you so much for coming back, man. I really appreciate you coming back, coming through. As always, it's always a good time with good friends, especially when you're talking about football. Especially when you're talking about football.
I
Always a good time, man. That's right now.
don't know.
But
Week
yeah,
one kind of made me cry a little bit.
yeah, I know. Week one was tough on everybody, man. I have a league with older guys. I have a league with my work family, and I have a league with my family, and it's rough out there for everybody because people's number ones that they thought was going to do what they was going to do didn't do a damn thing, and dudes who was on the bench who you was just like, what's his name, balled out today. But it's all good this past weekend, man. But it's all good. That's basically why any given Sunday, that's why you play the game. That's why you play the
I
game.
don't know. And I'm sorry. It just so happened to happen to your team, so you got to forgive. But I was watching one of the highlights of the. No, it wasn't even. It was the Saint. It was the Saints versus Carolina game. Saints versus Carolina game, and I'm watching the game, and I think it was the first possession for the Saints. They throw a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. First touchdown of the game.
It's gonna be a long ass night.
And it really was. But the funny part was you hear the Carolina commentator as the play is unfolding. You literally hear his soul leave his body as he's screaming his lungs out. And you can already tell he already called the season. The season's over after the first game.
First play of the game, first snap, mother.
He was it. You literally heard, yes. You hear his soul leave his body, and he already called it in. He's like, you know what? F this. Season's over. It's a wrap. We done.
I don't even know why I renewed my contract.
And then with your team,
we gonna get to my team. We're gonna get to my team.
Okay.
We're gonna get to my team. Trust me. I'm gonna I'm not gonna go over every single game, especially since my team's game was whack and booty. So basically I'm gonna give time at the beginning of this game, at the beginning of this episode, for you and I to voice any grievances that we have on our personal teams. Just for the main fact that we're not specifically focusing on our teams. This is not a New York Giants or Green Bay Packers centric show, but at the same time, I will give a few minutes at the beginning of every episode to voice any grievances towards our own personal teams. So let's go ahead.
I like that.
Let's go ahead and do that and get it out the way. Pull that Band-Aid off, man.
All right.
If you, we can start with the Giants.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and start because you
have a lot more grievances than I do.
Yeah. At the same time, it's just like it's personal. It's personal. I've been a Giants fan. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows out there in here, everywhere out in the world. I'm a Giants fan. please, before we go on any further, too, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so before, drop a like just so everyone is able to see it out there and know that this channel actually even exists. Also, go ahead and drop a comment. I love to interact with the people out there. So please go ahead, drop a comment, subscribe, share it with your friends if they need some new content for their for sports or entertainment. I really appreciate you for coming by. Thank you in advance. But getting into my Giants. Iris Beer, what's going on? Iris Beer, what's going on with you? Thank you for coming by. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna talk real quick about my Giants. I'm not gonna go too deep. I'm not gonna stay on it for a long time because it's almost it's damn near DOA. So I'm not gonna basically kick this dead donkey down the road. But we came out. We saw exactly what we figured we were going to see from Daniel Jones. He looks like a third grader out there playing football. That's all I'm going to say. You have what's this dude's name? Yeah, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Jalen
Hurts.
Not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts actually looks like a professional. I'm talking about the people who have no damn business looking like a professional out there on their first day at the job. Jaden Daniels, Drake May didn't even get out there. Bo Nix, he was a rookie and he was out there.
Oh, Bo Nix bald. He made some dumb errors, but he bald.
Hey, he's a rookie. He's supposed to look like that.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is in his 6th year.
True.
This is his 6th. He is not on his rookie contract. He is on his 6th year, and he still looks like he has no clue what football is or how to play said game. So I am not gonna harp on that much longer. I feel like now that I've seen this, I knew it before, but now I'm truly sure that Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll are definitely on the hot seat if they do not make this look better, because they could have also gone for a quarterback and they decided not to. They decided to get another player, not going to call him a diva, but another player who has high hopes and high potential that you might possibly ruin in Malik Neighbors, and also turn him into a jaded, unsatisfied athlete on that team. Having Daniel Jones as the quarterback is going to tear that team apart if we continue to do so and just let him run roughshod. I am now, Omar, comfortable with saying that in the next 3 games, if not game 2, Daniel Jones should basically be benched.
So we downgraded. We downgraded. You were adamant before at 4.
Yeah, for this reason only. I was saying that they're going to take 4. I personally rather that Daniel Jones didn't even come back into the facility this year.
But they paid him too much money.
I would say they paid him too much money. He had to come back. So there's no reason why they wouldn't at least play him several games. Now, how many games? I'm not sure, but this is the one point that I'm coming down to why I realized that, at least for the Giants' sake, they can't let him continue, because Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen, the GM and the head coach, they're going to get fired if they basically mess around and have that trash back there under center all game. They're going to lose the locker room, because
they already did.
If we're going to do this, why are we here? Why are we here?
Look,
just to get paid? Right. Cool. I'll just come through, get paid, get my check, and just go back home. And we just go through the motions every single week. So I feel that because of that situation, and the sloppy play, it just feels like if they mess around, this dude's going to get hurt on like the last play of the second game, and it's going to be a wash for us. It's going to be a wash. You know what I mean? We need to keep him healthy. We don't need to see nothing more than half. He gets the first half of this next game against Washington, who might be our easiest game of the season. I think we actually do play Carolina later on this season. The Giants do. I
don't know, because all right. So let me tell you, you guys have already lost the locker room, and let me tell you when you officially lost your locker room. When you saw Saquon Barkley ball out for 3 touchdowns against my Packers. No. Let me explain.
There's some
the reason, feelings,
but I don't think we lost the locker room then.
Yes, you did. Let me explain why. Because it was already sour grapes and already tension for the fact that you guys lost Saquon, but you lost Saquon to your arch rival. But then it was stated, oh, well, he's always hurt. He's not going to be good. You know, he's just in it for the money. He's not going to do anything. Game 1, he goes for 166 and 3 touchdowns. That goes to show he wasn't washed. It was just the fact you all didn't want to come up out of pocket to pay a running back. You didn't see his value to pay him what he was worth. The Eagles did. And now you guys have to suffer for it because you felt Daniel Jones was supposed to be the next Tom Brady for the New York Giants. And he has never, except for maybe a half a season, shown you that he can actually play. And it's not even an elite level. It was just your basic, I can just win level. He wasn't dropping 4 and 5 touchdowns. Throwing at 400 yards. He wasn't doing any of that. So you and I have agreed with this before. That we don't understand why Saquon didn't get the money and they didn't franchise him. Because if that would have happened, you would have been able to keep Saquon on your roster right now. And in this past draft, you could have gotten Bo Nix or Michael Penix. I'm just saying it could have been one of those two. Yes, it could have. Yeah. It could have been somebody on that level. Is what I'm saying. That you would have had your quarterback of the future.
This would have been a draft to basically have said person. Also, and you never know, we might have actually been lower in the, it would have worked out really well for us to basically have gotten a quarterback in this draft. This was the perfect draft for us to basically be in line to get that quarterback. Yeah. And like you just said, and also you're preaching to the choir. We already litigated this. Absolutely. Daniel Jones shouldn't have got the money. Saquon should have stayed. He should have been a Giant for life. Although I'll say this, I don't personally feel like we lost the locker room per se, because at the very least, don't get me wrong, everybody's coming in. It's a brand new season. You don't lose you don't lose a locker room in the off season of last year. We lost I'm just saying, everybody comes in from what I saw, at least from watching training camp and summer and the mini camps and stuff like that. I watched all summer long to basically see everybody pretty much seemed at the very least what's the word hopeful, optimistic for this year. But I will say this, that first game definitely has a lot of people basically talking shit right now behind people's backs.
That interception he threw at the 5-yard line for the touchdown. Ooh, that was rough.
But I will say this, if they don't make any changes, because when it comes all down to this, it's just like plain and simple. It's in football. The plenty of players get shitted on by their teams. And agreed. I mean, so it's not like Saquon's some kind of anomaly. Not saying that it was not egregious. It was horrible. But at the same time, it happens. So I wouldn't say that the locker room is lost, but they are very, very damn close. So because basically now you just not only playing with, you paying us, but at the same time, you're wasting our time. And that basically is where you start to lose a locker room. So
fair enough.
I'm just saying that I am easily prepared, because now I'm just like, yeah, this is so bad. There's no way you could put a Band-Aid on that bullet wound. For you to basically roll that dude out to be the leader every single game, it's gonna cause so much more problems than it's gonna solve. So I now have lowered my countdown to, if by the half of the Washington game this coming Sunday, if by the half we are not at the very least up, and it can't just be up because of defensive scores.
Right.
You need to actually throw a touchdown. My man, bro, I was looking at a bunch of different stats from this past weekend that they were talking about with Daniel Jones. It was just like, plain and simple, he's actually thrown more interceptions and more pick sixes than he's thrown touchdowns in the past like half a season easily.
Jeez.
I mean, at the very least, it's ugly. It's absolutely ugly. And not only that, though, they were saying that basically that it's not the offensive line. The offensive line actually had rated at good numbers this game. It's not the receivers. The receivers actually was giving an average of five yards of clearance and openness around them, basically, per possession and per pass. He was just missing people. He was misreading defenses. People was completely wide open, and he was forcing it into Wan'Dale Robinson, like Wan'Dale Robinson is the man on the goddamn team. He because Wan'Dale Robinson is his probably not going to complain safety blanket that he's had for over the past years. You can't have trash as your safety net, and you have a brand new Ferrari out there waving for the ball, and you basically just going to dump it off. He missed passes. It was ugly. So plain and simple, we can't do this. We can't do this for 3 games. We can't do this for 3 games anyway.
Fair enough.
That's my Giants. That's my state of the Giants, and I'm still gonna be a fan forever, no matter what. But at the same time, fix this shit. Period. So, on to the Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. So.
Go ahead.
Oh, what can I say? So first off, the field in which we played on, mind you, if you don't know, Green Bay played the Eagles in Brazil. It was the first game ever played in Brazil. And the field was atrocious. Everybody was slipping and sliding. You couldn't get any traction. They're changing out the cleats left, right, and center. I mean, it was bad. It was bad from the very first play of the game when Saquon got the ball, and the very first play of the game, he slips in the backfield. And I mean, it was that kind of a game. It was that bad. We shot ourselves in the foot the entire game by penalties, just dumb penalties. We had 20-yard runs called back because of holding calls. We had, 40-yard passes called back because of offensive pass interference. Holding calls, illegal motion. It was just, I think I heard a stat yesterday during the 49ers game that said last season during week 1, there was a total of 14 illegal shift or offensive motion penalties called. This year, week 1, 23. So it was just bad. So as far as, and then the way we ended, 6 seconds left to go in the mother freaking game, we lose our quarterback for 4 to 6 weeks. MCL sprain, which surprisingly enough, 4 other stars. Right. Oh, tell me about it. Woo, girl, let me tell you.
I saw the replay.
People would say, "Oh, his knee! There goes his knee! It's popped! It's done! He's out!" I was like, "Mother!"
And a high ankle sprain. And I'd rather other things than high ankle sprains. High ankle sprains take forever to heal.
And that's what I thought it was at first. I honestly, because the way I didn't see the knee. I saw his ankle go up underneath. Yeah, so I saw him going up underneath Carter. So I thought it was a high ankle sprain, but they said MCL sprain. He had no crutches. He just had a limp. I was like, yes. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So
the next on his own, I was like, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah,
Either he's really doing something dumb, or it's not that bad. If it was really, really structurally bad, he wouldn't be able to walk. So
right,
that
exactly.
was definitely a good thing to see. That was definitely a good
I
thing.
was so
Absolutely
happy.
for me too, because he's my starting quarterback in one of my leagues. So I
yeah,
thought I was going to have to throw the whole team away.
Yeah, no. So he'll be back, which is pretty good because this is our schedule for the next 4 weeks. We have Indy this week. We have Indy, Tennessee, Arizona, and the Vikings. Those are our next 4 games.
Let me just look at this. Okay, Indy, Tennessee, Vikings, Rams. Rams is probably
LA. Okay.
the next really good team that you got to play. Really, I mean the Vikings.
Right, but but think about it. If we can get out of this, just even if we win 2 out of 4, that'll put us 3-3 for the season by the time he comes back. That is great.
And after that, basically after the Rams, I mean, you gotta. If he's back by week 5, if he's back by week 5, he has.
We have 3 games and then a bye week.
Jags, and then you have the Lions and the Bears, and then the Niners. I mean, those 3 teams are to me the hardest teams that they're going to really have to face. I mean, Malik Willis is going to be the backup there. I mean, we'll see what he could do.
But let me say, if we can get out of this next 4 games at a 2-4 record, that'll give us 3-3 by the time he comes back. I'm okay with that. I'll accept a 3-3. I will take a 3-3 record with a backup quarterback. Absolutely. That is great.
Absolutely.
That is great. So
come in on the back end, you can still get it. You can still get the wild card out that division.
Exactly. So I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. Our defense played great. Xavier McKinney, 5th play of the game, interception. We forced fumbles, sacks on the quarterback, pressure. Our defense was doing it. We just need to be better at locking down the routes. That's it. But that also could be a field issue. So, because I know a lot of guys were slipping and sliding. So, but let's get us on real turf, real grass, and let's go to work. So beyond that, the state of affairs for Green Bay, a little rocky, but fair. I'm not gonna. We're not desperate right now. Again, our quarterback, he'll be back in a month, and we'll be ready to rock. So that's the state.
I'm not mad at it. That sounds about right. I'm just happy that from when I saw everybody on that field, I said, "Oh gosh, so please don't let anybody get hurt." That was the first thing that I thought of. And Love's injury wasn't even because of the field. It was basically because 2 people decided to pin him between themselves. So that's a good thing. It was a good game to watch. And I was glad that I got a chance to actually sit down and actually watch that game. Yes, Saquon, it was hard to watch, but I'm glad and I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he went and got his money from a team that's basically that appreciates what he could do. And I don't think they could. I don't know. I think it's a lot more that had to do with just not paying. I feel like it seriously was a organized move by the owners to F over running backs.
Because let's see, Eckler.
I think it was really all about Saquon.
I agree because Eckler didn't get paid. Who else?
They shuffled the whole board like it was dominoes, man.
Right? Yeah. Josh Jacobs didn't get paid either.
Jonathan Taylor. All of them.
Jonathan Taylor. Oh yeah, Jonathan Taylor really got screwed. Oh yeah, he really. Oh yeah, Jonathan Taylor really did.
So I mean,
you're right.
So it is what it is. Look at Derrick Henry, whole nother damn team, and he used to be the heart blood of the Titans. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good, man. But yes, but it was interesting beginning of the weekend. Also, real quick, Irish Bear said, "You think it was just a matter of playing a better team this week?" I'm assuming you mean the Giants. No, I mean the Minnesota Vikings are a decent team, not a great team. And next week we're going to be playing a worse team. So I mean, either way, it's good team, bad team. You should look competent, and we didn't. So it is what it is. Hopefully, And Brazil, they played in Brazil because they're playing international. I can't wait to see, the first international country that gets an NFL team. I already have a storyboard worked out in my mind. One day I'll basically write that and put it out there. It'll be a great show.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you and I will do a show live from one of those countries.
Say less. I'll definitely be there. I want it to be Germany. Germany was lit last year. Germany was lit last year. I would love to go to a Germany game. That'd be so dope. So dope. And it's what I love about the international games, honestly, before we go on to NFL news. What I love about the international games is that, of course, we're Americans transplant over into into different countries around the world. So we also still carry our love of football to the other countries. But the other countries do see American football and find
their favorite team.
And exactly. And the same teams that are big over here are the same teams that are big over there. This all you got to know is within the last 30 years, what teams have won championships. Those teams, they people love those teams over there. You'll go over there, you'll see Steelers. Of course, you'll see Steelers and dirty towels. You're gonna see
Brazil was the Packers. Brazil was the Packers big time.
I mean, come on, since Brett Favre, the Packers are big, man. You're gonna see some Patriots. You're going to see Giants, Niners, all those big teams are big overseas. And I think that it'll be awesome to see an actual team be overseas. One day, it's going to come one day. It's going to come one day. Okay, let's keep it moving along to NFL news. Of course, some things happened this weekend. Couldn't just go smoothly at all. I had to have some rocky starts, guys. So the first one, of course, I'm going to talk about is Tyreek Hill. He gets handcuffed and he gets pulled out of his car and handcuffed after speeding. I'm not exactly sure how close to the stadium he was. They were home.
He was a block.
Yeah,
he was a block.
So it's not like it's not like if you lived in Miami, it's not like you don't know what Tyreek Hill looks like. Or if you know football, I mean, since he was with the Chiefs, you should know who Tyreek Hill is, but not saying that buys him a get out of jail free card or any type of leniency. But it was some controversy because he was in his car. They pulled him over for speeding. He basically was just like, go ahead and give me my ticket because I'm already late. And he wind the window back up, and they basically started, that put a battery in their back, and they was just like, I'm gonna break the window. And then he finally opened the door, and they pulled him out, handcuffed him, put him on the chest down on the street, on the pavement, handcuffed him,
knee to the back,
knee to the back. Stood him up, then wanted him to sit back down again, and he's just like, I got surgery on my knee. So I mean, we're not going to go too deep into this. I'm sure plenty of talking heads have talked about this before, but go ahead and you could give any comments on that situation that you'd like to share.
So with this, all right, I understand he was being disrespectful and he was just being getting on their nerves. That shit happens on a regular basis when it comes to police. So especially when you're in a rush, look, yeah, I'm in a rush. I got places to be. Just give me my ticket. I know I was speeding. He admitted it. I know I was speeding. All right, what's my ticket? Let's go. But no, they wanted to be assholes for a day. And, they took it to a place it didn't need to go to. He was just running his mouth. So what? Let him run his mouth. Just give him the damn ticket and go about your business. But there was no reason to pull him out the car. There was no reason to put him in handcuffs. There was no reason to slam him to the ground, put your knee to his back, hold him there. No, you only do that when somebody is being physically resisted. He was sitting in his car. He can run his mouth all he wants to. He can give you the middle finger all he wants to. He can call you every ugly name that he wants to. It gets under your skin. Suck that shit up. It's the job in which you signed up for. Is it right? No, it is absolutely not right for you to talk to a cop that way. But that's the job he signed up for. You suck it up. You deal with it. You give the man the ticket. You go about your business. Period, point blank, the end. There you go. That's my soapbox.
No, completely agree with you. Plain and simple. Don't get me wrong. It's funny. Me and my boss was just talking about that. He's just like, I'm never happy to get pulled over, and he's a big Asian guy. But he's just like, even when he gets pulled over, he's just like, I wind down all the windows because I want to make sure that even if I show some, if he's just like he's like he's not the one to show any attitude, but he's just like playing or to go back and forth with the cop, but at the same time he's just like he doesn't want to escalate anything. As a Black person, obviously we can really relate to the situation that's going on. Definitely Tyreek didn't make anything easier on himself by being obstinate. But it is what it is. He is already frustrated probably because he's late and he's trying to make it in to do his job. And he just happened to, just run into a guy who just basically felt like being an asshole. Tyreek basically was a bit of an asshole to him, but that's his right as any American. We could talk like that to the president if we wanted to. But at the same time, as a police officer, you should be trained in a way like the first guy who actually pulled Tyreek over, not the dude who came in and walked over and tried to put his 2 cents in. The first guy that was basically talking to Tyreek, he didn't seem like he was ready to basically go all out and make this a whole entire spectacle. No, it was that other dude who came through. It was just like, I'll break this window in. Oh, you're gonna see what I'm just like. Here we go. This is someone who basically felt like he wanted to make himself. He wanted to get his shine for the day. So I felt like it was unfortunate that it happened. Tyreek basically, maybe put a little fuel on the fire with basically winding the window back up, and it's completely tinted out. And obviously, for a cop, that might not feel completely comfortable, but basically, it's a 2-seater. What else do you think is in that fucking car?
No, in that regard, because he could have a weapon.
I understand when he wound that window back up. I was like, damn, Tyreek, come on now. You know that they're gonna basically want you to keep the window down. You know what I mean? So that basically definitely put some fuel on the fire. But homeboy after he wound the window back down, he basically, or at least he got Tyreek to pay attention after he threatened to bust his window. He could have basically wound it back in. No, he decided to try to make an example out of Tyreek.
He did.
Hence, he basically has egg on his face now because everybody, I'm sure, at the damn police station is looking at you like, what you was going to do to Tyreek Hill for real?
Now, hold up. Now, just imagine they actually took him into the station. He missed the game and they lose.
Like I said, what the hell you was really going to do to Tyreek Hill for real? Game 1, you in Miami, game 1, and you got Tyreek Hill in the pokey? Really, bro? Really? Was that your plan? Because he didn't want to wind his window down to get a speeding ticket? A speeding ticket? There's better ways that you could have did that. Way better ways that you could have did that. And don't always see that whole entire thing. I mean, I get it. Definitely, he wound his window up. It's complete blacked out windows. Yes, it could be a dangerous situation. Completely understand. At the same time,
it's called discernment.
Always act like
it's called discernment.
Scared. Why are you always acting like you're always there's always some kind of danger? Oh my God. Maybe Tyreek Hill might come out with a 9 and bust a Glock and turn it sideways. Dude, stop acting like this. Like you are making y'all look bad. That one dude is making y'all look bad. And the more you let these dudes basically make y'all look bad, is the worse it's going to get for police. I listen, when I'm going through a situation or just basically want to sit on my stoop, I love to see a cop drive by because then I know that I'm absolutely safe. I have no problem with law enforcement. I have a problem when law enforcement assumes that I'm the problem immediately.
This is the best way to put it. And then we can go. The best way to put it is I love law enforcement too. Everybody in my family is a cop. They are, or a retired cop in Los Angeles. This is the way in which it was taught to me. We love law enforcement. We just hate assholes with badges.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's how it was. That's how I was raised. We love law enforcement. We just hate the assholes with badges.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Same here in New York. Grew up right down the street from a precinct. I remember the days back when they actually used to walk their beat, and we used to sit on the porch and say hi to the same cops that we used to walk our beat every single day. And I mean, so we have no problem with law enforcement. We just basically, we don't want situations like that where it always has to end up because somebody has an attitude. You got to try to quote unquote teach anybody a lesson. That's not your job. That's not your job. Anyway, real quick, I don't want to. It's the cop's job to diffuse the situation. Absolutely, not the citizens. Exactly, Iris. Thank you very much. On to the next one. Lord, I tell you right now, this is not getting any. It's not getting any sunnier. Deshaun Watson gets sued again.
You know what?
Have you?
Yes, I did. And you know what? I'm actually on Deshaun's side on this one. For the first time, I'm actually on his side. Let me explain why. We've had 28 women that came out against this man in between 2020 and 2022. 28 women. You now, 2 years after all of the cases have been settled, everything is done and over with, you now randomly want to come out and say, oh, yeah, back in 2020, I was one of those women, too. Really, chick? Really? Come on now. Look, some of these haven't even been proven to be, they just want a payday. They had nothing to even, it was proven. They had nothing to do with it. And it happens all the time. People see a payday, they try to take advantage of it. Oh, let me jump on that train. Oh, let me be a part of it. It happened with Bill Cosby. It happened here. It's happened so many times because people want an easy payday.
I'm going to stop you right there, though. I get you. I hear what you're saying. At the same time, every single time can't just be because people are trying to get a payday.
Really?
That is dismissive of victims out there and of people who are honestly intimidated and don't feel that they'll be believed, or that basically it will be a drain on their resources to even pursue said incidents, or I mean the plethora of reasons. Not saying
so,
that.
Wait, hold on, hold that thought. Hold it. Yeah, hold that thought.
Wait, please. Let me finish. Not saying that when this happens to men of a certain level of income or money or power, that basically they are not singled out or targeted. Not saying that that's not the situation. That can happen and will and does happen from time to time. Not saying I know
frequently
or the situation, but to completely dismiss allegations like that as as a payday, basically. So anybody who was thinking or hearing or talking about P. Diddy when allegations came out, I didn't hear nobody. Well, I heard some people basically saying, "Oh yeah, it was a payday." Or when the guy came out trying to sue P. Diddy, some people might have said, "Oh yes, it's a payday." But until you saw that video of Cassie getting her ass busted down a damn hallway, people basically didn't give Cassie any type of credibility for her what's the name. So I just don't want to go into this immediately assuming that these people or these women are looking for a payday. You have to give respect to situations, because I'll tell you as a woman that I know already that going into it, we have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this situation happened. And if not, it's literally just a he said, she said. And because it can only come down to a he said, she said, doesn't basically disqualify that person's grievances or what actually happened to that person. And I don't know Deshaun Watson from a can of paint, but I was just reading it. And I'm just like, I don't want to basically discredit. I don't want to discredit it. I wasn't going to read all the, because it's, I don't want to come out in 2 weeks from now. People say, "Oh, the case was dismissed because none of the facts were founded." So I'm not going to basically completely throw any type of shade on nobody, because I don't want it to come back and be like, "Oh, well, Kwame Nakomi was saying that, oh, this dude should be put underneath the jail and he's completely innocent." I don't want to ever be that person, because I know that shit like that happens. I know that there's grimy people out there, women and men, who basically try to, capitalize on someone else's fortune or fame. But at the same time, until that time happens, I want to give respect to the people that had brought these allegations forward. So that's where
you ever heard the name Brian Banks?
Brian Banks sounds familiar. But go ahead.
Brian Banks, prolific football star in college, would have been a first-round draft pick. His girlfriend said he raped her. He spent 6 years in prison. Because of her claim. He was a high
school player, right? And basically never got a chance to go to college. Never got a chance.
No, he went to college. He was supposed to go to the NFL draft.
I'm trying to remember. I remember several situations like this, but go ahead.
So she lied and said he raped her, and he went to prison for 6 years. 6 years later, she comes out and says, "Yeah, I lied about it. Yeah, my daddy found out, so I lied." So he lost 6 years. He lost a chance to go into the NFL, where they projected him to be a first-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when I say certain times when I hear things, I'm like, why? Because you got to look at timing. Mm-hmm. You have to look at timing of certain things. And I said Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, did he do shit that they said he did? I'm absolutely damn positive he did it.
I heard what was back in the day.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. But you want to come out the woodworks 62 years later? For real? You want to come out the woodworks 57 years later, 48 years later? Nuh-uh. I hear
you. I hear what you're saying. There are lots of situations like that come out, and it makes you definitely go, when you think about the time that passed. So it definitely doesn't look good when the time that passed, time has passed. At the same time, it's not to say that just because, we call it.
Hold
on. What's the Supreme Court judge?
There's 9 of them.
Yeah, obviously. I don't know why Thurgood Thomas keeps something being in my mind. Not Clarence Thomas. Is his name?
Clarence Thomas, the black guy.
Is that his name, Clarence Thomas?
Clarence Thomas,
Supreme Court Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he was accused earlier, he was able to continue doing his thing, but at the same time, do we say that because that woman, she came out later, that basically it's probably fake? You know what I mean?
No, look at Bill Clinton. The moment Monica Lewinsky came out, everybody jumped on that and believed her. Exactly. Everybody.
And it was true. So at the same time, that's what I'm saying, Omar. There's so many situations that there's 8 billion people in this world, 325 million in this country alone, and every single situation that happens, you can't always assume that this is because time has passed that the person didn't happen.
I just said it's sketchy, and you give a look like, you had 28 women come out in a 2-year period, and you didn't jump on the wagon with the other 28. You wait 4 years after the case happened to basically say, okay, now that he settled, now that everybody else got paid or I now want to come out and say something. Again, not saying she's lying, but it makes me want to go,
And that's your right. That's your right. There's your right to be skeptical about it. Hey, it is what it is. Like I said, when the actual law proceedings, the actual court proceedings happen, and they decide whether or not this is actually a viable lawsuit, actual viable lawsuit, we'll see what goes on. I'm just saying that basically it definitely seems sketchy with the fact that it's been actually only it's been 2000, so that's 4 years. It's been 4 years.
That's what I said, 4 years.
So, I mean, at the same time, there's people who basically wait 20 years, 4 years, 6 months. That doesn't mean that they weren't abused, assaulted. So, I'm not discounting just because of time. That's basically was my situation. I don't want to basically discount it just because of time.
Here's the thing that you have to take into account. There's a statute of limitations.
Of course.
The statute of limitations is 5 years.
Got you. And under the by what the allegations that are in the lawsuit basically allows it to fit into that 5 year
right.
What's the name? So it's a viable lawsuit. And
I'm not saying it's not viable. I was just saying it again. There's certain things that yes, it makes it legit, but at the same time, it makes you go,
yeah.
Let me get it in before the statute of limitations runs out and I lose out on a payday, or it makes you question certain things. I didn't say it was legit. I just said it makes you question, but you have to question in this day and age where again, you said it yourself. People are quick to want to get a payday on both sides of it. No, you did say that it does happen for men and women.
It happens.
That's my point.
And women.
That's what I just said. I agreed with you. It does happen.
It does happen. I'm just saying, basically, hey, if it's all I'm saying, I'm trying to say that I'm not speculating on anything. I'm just basically going off of what I've read. That is basically the information that is in the actual lawsuit. That's basically stated in the allegations in the lawsuit. It's pretty damning. That's all I basically got to say as far as for Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to basically talk about the because I mean, like I said, until they actually really go through with this and they find that there's enough information or enough evidence, then maybe I'll revisit this whole entire topic so I can actually go into the actual stuff that is in here. But if this is the case, Deshaun, I need you to get you an escort service. Deshaun, besides psychological help, I think that there's some things.
But again, I wouldn't necessarily say that because again, when this happened, this was 4 years ago. So remember, all of it. You're basically saying what happened 4 years ago before he went to treatment. All of this happened before all of that stuff.
Okay.
So he had that year that he was suspended. He couldn't come back into the NFL until he sought treatment for all the bullshit that he did, that he was guilty of. So how he is now is not the person that he was then.
But just because you're rehabilitated now doesn't mean you didn't commit a murder back then. And if that's basically statute of limitations is still current, you can basically you can be got. It is what it is.
I was saying I was going off of what you said when you said he needed to go seek treatment. He did already go seek treatment.
I hope it worked. I mean, there's been no other situations where he's He's not
since he got in trouble. He hasn't. Because remember this.
Not since all the
right.
But apparently,
which is insane. It's insane how many massage parlors that man went to. That is craziness.
I'm just saying. I'm just like, read. I got an article. But I'm just like, the things in there. I'm just like, I can see it. I can see it from the things that from what's in it. I'm just like, I can see it. Damn, Deshaun, you need to go get you an escort.
No, I agree. I read it, and it does sound like the other cases. It's just like I said. I only go like this from the timing of her coming to the forefront. But from what I read, you and I are in full agreement. Because damn, Deshaun. And all I got to say is damn, because I'm looking at immediately, of course, the first thing I did was
Let me go look at the contract and see how much more money they got. Oh, they owe Deshaun.
Oh my gosh! They got a lot. It's fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
$245 million, fully 100% guaranteed.
And he got them on the books until 2026.
Yep.
Damn shame, Geraldo. Damn shame. But hey.
And he's playing like crap.
And he's playing like garbage. Hey, you get what you pay for.
It would be one thing if he was playing like he did when he was with Houston. Nobody would care. Nobody would say anything. He was like, "Hey, look, the man's balling, dropping bombs for touchdowns." This man couldn't hit a big red barn if it was 3 feet in front of him.
I mean, hold on.
Hold up. We ain't sharing with the class?
No, you better get your own, bro. You better get your own, my dude. Get your own. Cheers. But yeah, it would have been hard. It would have been actually. I personally feel like it's best for him to happen now because he's on a bad team. I mean, not a bad team.
No. The team isn't bad. He's bad.
He's trash. So it's. Personally, I think that it's better for him now for all this to come out rather than later on when he's actually doing well, because the team would be distraught if they basically had to deal with his.
Good argument.
They'd be distraught. So it's a good thing that this is happening now.
Could you imagine if they were in a playoff run and everything? Like literally, you're games away from. Say you're because I would say the AFC North has got to be the hardest division in all of football right now. Everybody from top to bottom is balling. But could you imagine the Browns are in a push for the AFC North title to actually go into the playoffs, and all of a sudden, boom, you're now on the NFL exempt list because they deemed you like, what the, oh my.
They deemed you a suspect, my dude. They deemed you a goddamn suspect. Deshaun, damn it, Deshaun. Damn it. Stay home. Get you a massage parlor. Matter of fact, go.
What are those? Asia.
My dunes.
Asia. Asia, they have the robot dolls. Get you one of those Asian robot dolls. There you go.
Son, listen, from what I've heard in this allegations, he needs someone who is free thinking and a human, because they got to do special things that he likes to do. He likes them to do. So let him get his special person who basically his ride or die, his scheduled. That's my Tuesday. I call her Tuesday. That's Tuesday. She comes to Tuesday and makes me feel happy. That's basically, you know what I'm saying? But he's wilding. That's all I gotta say. Real quick before we go on to the next one, real quick.
Yes.
Craig Osterberg, what's going on with you, man? Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate y'all for coming through. Absolutely, man. Thank y'all. And yes, Iris, it is BYOB. You messed up, O. What you got?
I see. You know what? All right, here. The next show, I'm coming to. Yes, the next show, I'm coming to. And we cheering. All right, dear. All right.
No doubt. Just to give y'all a heads up too, though, I will not be here for week 3. I'm going to be away, so I won't be able to basically do a week 3. But hey, next could definitely come back the following week and catch up on everything. Lord knows I'm gonna need the time. So, but yeah, moving right along. Deshaun, there you go. That's all the prayer. That's all the prayer you're gonna get from me, bro. Because fix it. That's all I gotta say. Fix it. Dak finally gets paid. And funny enough, we're talking about Deshaun because Dak basically becomes now the highest paid player in the NFL and guaranteed money. He got $140 million from I'm shocked.
Oh no. No. Rephrase that. 4 years, $260 million. $240 million. $231 million is guaranteed.
Why are they messing around with that last 9 like it's not good? Come on, son.
200 and 231 is fully guaranteed.
I need y'all to stop trolling me. It's yeah, okay. 231 is guaranteed.
I didn't write it. I'm
not sure. Zach is like, I'll give y'all back the 9. It is whatever. I'll give y'all back the 9 if y'all need some pocket change. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my gosh.
He gets paid. Well, unfortunately for some teams, basically he is obviously now off the market for free agency next year. Plenty of teams was out there basically thinking about picking Dak up. Dak would definitely have not lasted long on free agent market.
No, absolutely not.
If he came free. So Jerry Jones, I don't know why these teams play these games with the players that they absolutely need. Go ahead, pay the man. They paid the man, and so Dak, I hope you're worth it. That's all I gotta say.
So now I want you to think about this when it comes to the Cowboys. I just want you to take a moment and think about this. The Dallas Cowboys, as of game 1, okay, have the number 1 overall highest paid quarterback in the league. The number 2 highest paid wide receiver in the league. They're about to, if they're able to make, because I don't know where they're going to get the money from, will have the second highest paid defensive back.
You ain't got no more cash, bro.
Defensive lineman in the league.
How are you going to pay Michael Parsons? That's all I
don't know how they're going to pay Parsons. I don't know where they're going to get that money from. I have
Jerry
no
Jones
idea.
And his son on the side of the highway with a football helmet talking about, can y'all help support our football team?
Now, there is one way. There is one way that they can come up with the money, and it just changed because of this year with what the owners agreed to. They allow private companies to take small ownership of teams. So, which means all the money is no longer coming straight from the team, but they're taking equity from these private companies.
Yep.
So that absolutely will help with paying some of these players.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, let's get rid of the goddamn cap.
See, that's the thing I don't understand. Exactly. Let's see. Baseball doesn't have a cap. Basketball doesn't have a cap. So I don't understand.
Basketball still has a cap.
But basketball does not have a cap like football has a cap. They have a luxury.
They go over luxury.
Yes, they have a luxury cap. That's different. That's not a cap. That's a luxury cap. That's completely different. If they
spend more, they could basically pay the taxes.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's because of taxes. So that's completely different. So why is it football is limited to how much they're able to pay? I don't get that.
I need to see what the football cap is right now because the money
204. It's either 214 or 221
for a 53 man roster.
53 man roster.
I guess. I mean, hey, Jerry Jones alone is going to lobby for that to be up to at least about 260.
They're talking about by next year because remember they just signed a new contract deal. Right. Yes, they just signed a new TV, the highest ever. Signed a new TV deal. So next year's salary cap is pushing close to $230+ million.
230? The cap need to be 260 and stop playing around with these people. I don't know what y'all messing around. Why y'all messing around, man? Y'all need to keep people. I mean, I get it. You got to keep it. You got to keep it under to make sure that teams don't basically ball out and become San Francisco. I want to know how San Francisco is going to pay all those people. That's basically what I want to know.
They won't be able to next year. And
that's why Brandon Ayuk. That's why I was like, why are they messing around with Brandon Ayuk? Like this ain't the last window. This is the last day of the window for them.
But see, this is what's going to hurt them. The only reason they're able to pay what they're paying right now is because their quarterback is the cheapest starting quarterback in the entire NFL. He only accounts to 1% of their entire cap, which is the lowest for any starting quarterback for week 1.
But that's basically what every team wants now. Every team wants to get their quarterback. Excuse me. Every team wants to get their quarterback get a rookie quarterback that actually is good. And then basically, and if they don't get a rookie quarterback that's actually good, they dash them to the side, make them a backup, and draft the next one, because they're obviously the highest paid players on the whole entire field, and you can't afford to play after that first time you decide to say, okay, yeah, 200 plus, unless they're Tom Brady, it's not worth it.
But see, that's what Houston is dealing with. Houston has a great quarterback right now who balled out as a rookie. So they were able to get all of those free agent deals on the defense, on the offense, you know what I mean? Because you're paying your star quarterback on a rookie deal. Mm-hmm. So they don't have to worry about paying him for another 3 years.
And by the time they have to pay him, they already have y'all on contract, so they keep it pushing.
Yep.
I mean,
there you go.
It's the perfect situation that they figured it out. I mean, hey, I'm glad somebody did. At the same time, I hope Dak's worth it. That's all I gotta say.
Say that. He needs to win a championship now. You're the highest paid in the entire league ever. If you don't win a championship. Or if you don't even go to a conference championship, which they haven't done. What?
Okay. What's your odds right now?
That what? They make it to the conference championship this year?
No, they make it to the Super Bowl. Because the conference championship don't matter. Conference championship really don't matter. Okay. I don't care if the Dallas gets to the conference championship and loses, they will be the laughing stock again of the league, because it's just like, who cares, homie? Who cares? No, but you haven't won in the last 3 decades. Anyway, our last one, CMC still hurt. He was dealing with a calf/Achilles.
Push jaw. Did you not see his backup ball yesterday?
I got his backup.
I did too. I picked him up too. Oh, girl, I absolutely. Woo!
Listen,
I picked him up too.
CMC is forever on my I will never ever draft you list. Number one, he's on my I think I might have drafted him years ago once, but I will never ever draft him again. And this basically is another showing of why. I will tell you a quick little story before we move on to the week one. So in my family league, I got one of our family friends. He has CMC, but his wide receiver core was kind of whack. So not whack, but it wasn't as strong. So I actually needed another running back. So I said, you know what? Before the season even started, I made a trade. I said, all right, let me get he had Kenneth Walker III on his team. So I said, let me get Kenneth Walker III, and I'll give you Jordan Mason, and I'll give you a wide receiver, right? Not my best wide receiver, but at the same time, should have been a decent wide receiver, better than the guys that he had. I think at least some of the guys he had, and he turned it down. And I thought to myself, well, if he turned it down, oh well, let's see how this goes. My man balls out, and on top of it, Kenneth Walker is hurt now. Dodge the bullet, God damn it! Dodge the bullet.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to turn down CMC, because again, he was AP Player of the Year last year. He's ran for check this. He's the only running back to run for over 1,200 yards last year. Only one. He's a baller. Receiving, running, he is a baller. So he absolutely is going to get you those fantasy points. But
when he's healthy.
But this is only the second game he's missed for San Francisco. That's since he got traded. This is only the second game he's missed. Now with Carolina, that's different. They didn't have an O line. So he was abused in Carolina. For the Niners, he's not touched. He doesn't get touched till he's 5 yards, 6 yards downfield.
Got that O line. Hey.
Yep. Say it.
Absolutely.
Say it.
I mean,
say it.
Don't get me wrong. I wasn't asking to trade CMC. I was letting him. He was going to keep CMC, but I was going to give him Jordan Mason as his handcuff.
I got you.
I was going to give him the handcuff, and I would have gotten a solid running back.
Right.
the running back got hurt.
Jordan balled. Jordan balled.
I'm holding on to him all year because I feel like CMC is going to be in and out of the lineup all year.
Well, because he's CMC right now in what it, and I'm really surprised it's not more discussed. But he's dealing with an Achilles as well as a hamstring.
Calf strain / Achilles. And it's funny because that's the same thing that Giannis actually had to deal with at the end of last year. And basically,
and when it went down, yes, you're right,
yeah,
correct.
It was a calf strain, but the calf strain is so close to Achilles Achilles injuries that they basically had the same. So honestly,
same thing happened with KD. Remember in the finals, KD was the same thing. They thought it was like, oh, it's just his calf, he'll be okay. Let's massage it out, rub it out. He went out there to play, boom, he's out. He's done.
You can't rub dirt on it. You can't rub dirt on it. You gotta let that completely heal up. So as far as I'm concerned, personally, if I was the Niners, I know that's your window. I know it's your window, but it might just be biased. But I think y'all should see CMC all year. That's just my opinion.
All right, Mike, look, let me call Mike real quick. Mike, hey, look, man, we got some news for you. We just want you to just sit on it just for a minute. Your boy Jordan. I mean, he ain't a rookie, but he showed what he got. You may want to just, let CMC just sit for a good hot minute.
Pour some tussin on that, man. Let that tussin soak to the bone. Let that tussin soak down to the bone.
Oh man! Oh, I remember those days. Woo, anytime you got hurt, first thing, go get that rubber tussin. Go get that tussin. Yeah, we
that tussin soak, boy. Anyway. All right, so I'm not gonna, just to save some time, I'm not gonna go over some of the games. Although real quick, we're just gonna touch on some of the games. Of course, the Chiefs beat the Ravens 27-20. Any things you could take from that game?
I'll just say it's just game one. There's really nothing big to really discuss. Ravens didn't look great on offense or defense. Chiefs didn't look like the Chiefs on offense or defense.
Neither team was
it wasn't. It was. I will say, if I had money on the game, I'd be on suicide watch because the way that game ended by a toe, I'd be hot if I lost my money in Vegas.
See, I wouldn't have bet on that damn game. Number one, unless Patrick Mahomes. Like I said before, I just don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Number one, and number two, the Ravens need to figure out their situation in their running
game.
Their running games.
Well,
with Derrick Henry, that's a waste of money.
Yes, thank you.
If you're gonna have Lamar Jackson out carry Derrick Henry and carry for 122 yards, that is absolutely.
But like I said, game one. That's what I said. It's game one. I think they needed to figure out how to properly use Derrick because remember he's only been with them for a few months. So we don't want to. They didn't want to overuse him, overwork him, especially when it gets colder, and they're really going to want to use him as a workhorse. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's going to have to basically see how they. I mean, that's how you basically make your money. The coaches need to do their job. It is what it is. So we're gonna we went over the Packers and Eagles.
Eagles. Yep.
Let's go with the Lions and Rams. We don't have to say too much about it, but it was a decent game. I'm mad that Amon-Ra didn't have much. Amon-Ra didn't do much, but it was a solid game. Of course, Puka Nacua gets his ass hurt. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's on IR.
Yep, in IR. Kyron Williams does his thing. Cooper Kupp, of course, is basically going to be the man this year. He's going to be pulling in all the receptions. Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery basically pulled in a touchdown. Montgomery, of course, is usually their bell cow, and Jahmyr Gibbs is their passing option. So it was a really good game. Jamison Williams just basically
finally showed up.
The team
finally showed up.
Finally, for the past couple of years, finally showed up. So that was actually ended up to be a pretty good game. Came down to not exactly the wire, but overtime. They win. Detroit wins 26-20. And of course, the last game that happened yesterday, the Niners, the several storylines that happened besides CMC, Brock Purdy, didn't throw for any touchdowns. I don't think he threw for any touchdowns.
He didn't.
But Debo and Jordan Mason, who is the backup for CMC, he's going to have a very interesting year this year. He ran for 28 carries for 147 yards and 1 touchdown. Oh my goodness. And he caught a pass. So we're going to see what this is going to look like. He's not going to be CMC, but at the same time, he's usable. So
But the Niners isn't the story though.
Oh, of course, it's the Jets.
The Jets was the story of the night. Aaron Rodgers finally comes back after his Achilles. How is he going to play? How is he going to play? It wasn't even his fault though. His wide receivers were dropping passes left, right, and center. Running back.
Breece.
Thank you, Breece Hall. Fumbling the ball, which he doesn't ever do. Yep. Breece Hall dropping passes. They didn't even play. What's his name? They got from the Chargers. Didn't even play. Like, I don't even understand that one. So I'm like, what is really going on? Yes, Mike Williams. He didn't even play.
Actually, I heard he's hurt. So he's
he was shooting up. He was shooting up. So I didn't know. And then the defense. So, story of the defense is Hassan Reddick is sitting out. He just got traded to them from the Eagles. Hasn't played a down yet. Hasn't even stepped on the facilities. He's looking for a extension on his contract. He's under contract for 1 more year. He wants an extension. Jets are taking a stance. We don't pay anybody who does not come into the building. Mm-hmm. His stance is, I ain't coming into the building until you pay me. So now, after they got ran down yesterday, Hassan now is looking back like, who you gonna pay? What you gonna do? Because obviously you need the fact that I have 11 plus sacks every year for the last 4 years straight. You didn't do shit on defense. No pressures. You had literally 2 sacks the entire game. 4 pressures, and that was it. And they ran it down your throat. My phone is ready. Ring a ding ding.
You better stop playing around, because I got what's the name? I got the Jets defense on one of my teams.
I do too. I do too.
Messing around with my money. Go ahead and pay the man. Y'all gonna mess around and make this a very, very long season, because the Bills ain't going nowhere and the Dolphins ain't going nowhere. So and y'all gonna
he's hurt around. By the way.
Who?
For the Bills, your boy's hurt.
Oh, you called it. They said that basically he got you talking about Allen, right? Josh Allen. They said that
you called it.
Was throwing a hand, but basically he got hurt. It is what it is.
You called it though. What did you say when we did our last show? When we did your last show, you said Josh Allen is everything on that team, and he better not get hurt. You said it.
It be what it is. That's how Hey, but I hope I didn't call it out, because I got one of their receivers on my team too. Damn. Anyway, but yeah, hey, it is what it is. But the Jets, I hope that basically they figure it out. Lazard, I obviously they still got that Packers connection. He feels really comfortable passing Lazard until he completely gets comfortable with getting it to
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, I feel like what's best. I mean, I know Garrett Wilson once. See, every receiver. Excuse me. I'm not a NFL receiver, but I can imagine that every NFL receiver dreams of basically getting thrown the ball from a MVP
legend.
caliber, MVP
legend.
Exactly, legend. At the very least, it pads their stats for years to come. And if he could basically get 2 years of Aaron Rodgers added to his stats, he's well on the way to Hall of Fame. But sometimes,
listen to this crazy stat: Garrett Wilson has been in the league for the last 5 seasons, 3 seasons, 4, something like that.
Wilson's still on his rookie contract.
Okay, so we'll say roughly around 4 seasons. Guess how many quarterbacks have thrown him the ball in the 3 to 4 seasons?
I'm gonna go 5.
7.
Exactly.
He's had 7 quarterbacks throw him the ball, not including Aaron. And Aaron Rodgers is the first elite quarterback to throw him the football.
Yet, ground to make up.
Yes,
Garrett Wilson has ground to make up.
Yet Garrett Wilson has had 1,000 yards receiving the last 3 years.
I mean,
so imagine that you have 1,000 yards receiving plus in the last 3 years you've played with subpar quarterbacks. You now have one of the greatest who ever stepped foot on the gridiron throwing you the ball. You know he's about to go bust.
Right.
This season. Once they get that timing and real game speed, you know Aaron Rodgers is going to feed him the ball. But he also needs to get other people need to get wide open, which is going to make Garrett Wilson more dangerous.
I mean, it's Garrett Wilson's dream. He couldn't wait to stop being throwing the ball from Zach Wilson. All the stuff is graded out in front of him. I feel like however he feels is exactly what Malik Neighbors feels like right now with Daniel Jones.
I feel bad for that young boy. That young man. I feel so bad for him.
I'm happy that Garrett Wilson finally has somebody real worth it to throw him the ball, and I hope that they make something out of this out of this season. But at the same time, it's going to be all for naught if they don't make the playoffs. And to make the playoffs, the Jets definitely need their defense to be up. So pay the man and let's stop messing around.
There you go.
Real quick before we go into our picks for next week. On the fantasy football side, my sister killed people because she had Lamar Jackson, of course, and he came up with 71 points. Now, mind you, our fantasy football has some bonuses here and there for different things, basically. So, but anyway,
ESPN had 35 points. For those that do the ESPN, he had 35 points.
Yeah. I like to spice it up. In my leagues, I like to spice it up. So he had 273 passing yards and a touchdown and 122 rushing yards. So it was crazy. Baker Mayfield, though, funny enough, turned out to be the number 2 running quarterback. I'm looking at him.
Where was this Baker when he was with the Browns? Where was this Baker then? Like for real, like he goes to Tampa, and all of a sudden he's looking like a whole G.
I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. I always said that the Browns have always had the best of talent and no coach. They've had.
I'll give you that.
They're at the bottom of the league, so they get the top picks and they pick decent. At the same time, they just never had a coach. All the coaches that they pulled in was all just hey, you want a turn? Yeah, you could take a turn. That's basically what they're coaching carousel. So they finally have something. He's finally at a team with a good defense and a good coach who's experienced and has won a championship. And he has Godwin, and he has Mike Evans, and he has Rachaad White, even though I can't stand Rachaad White on my team because he's just mediocre. He gets you his 20, he gets you his 89 yards and 20 receiving yards every single game. That's all he's going to give you. It's like he's on the pitch count. So he has him, but they also have Bucky Irving. So I think that they and Otten, which is a good tight end. Yep. They're gonna be good this year. They honestly, I think I picked them to take the division.
Now we talk. Okay, so I'm so glad you just said that, because can we please talk about what happened with the Atlanta Falcons?
We could talk about the Falcons real quick, just briefly. We could talk about them.
So we talked about this. We talked about the $100 million man. The $100 million man. What happened? The $100 million man threw for 122, 155 or something like that. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
He woke up and he was like a 40-year-old man, like a 40-year-old person like me, where I wake up and there's a bunch of clicks and pops before I can even get up out of bed. That's probably how he woke up feeling. I'm a count. A lot of quarterbacks and people was trash this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and chalk it all up to rust, because nobody wanted to play in the preseason.
But you're paying this man $100 million guaranteed. I'm sorry, you don't have the luxury of rust with $100 million sitting in your back pocket.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. I could make up a whole lot of
lost. Listen, this is how bad it was. You lost to a team that beat you off of field goals.
Field goals.
Please explain that to me. You mother freaking lost to a team who scored 6 field goals.
That was off the blank.
How in the hell
that was off the blank in the coach's room after the game? They said, I don't understand what happened. Thank goodness this isn't on a Hard Knocks episode.
No. But it may be, because guess who Atlanta plays Monday night next week?
Atlanta, they play who do I
Philly.
They play Philly. Yeah, that's right. They play Philly on Monday Night Football. Yeah. It's not gonna be pretty. I'll say this. Like I said, hey, number one, pluses for Atlanta. Number one, Bijan was not bad. Number two, they actually got Kyle Pitts to score a goddamn touchdown. I'll give him grace. He gets at least another 2 weeks of grace period from me for that. Everybody was still healthy. Pittsburgh, although probably completely trash on offense, didn't ball out either. So I'll basically
TJ Watt was a one-man wrecking crew on that entire offensive line. The man had 2 fumble recoveries, 2 sacks, interrupted the backfield God knows how many times, and this is one person.
Hey, I wanted that defense, and it was gone every single time.
Same here. Gone. I was so upset. I was mad.
It was one of the top 4 gone every single.
I was so upset. I wanted it so bad.
Before I can even think about defense, it was gone. You know what? I might think, darn, there it goes. It's gone. That's it. So definitely Atlanta. I have a lot more hope in you. I'm still gonna root for my Giants, but at the same time, hometown, this is where I live right now. Atlanta. I hope that you can do some things and you can basically raise your expectations until Penix obviously sooner or later takes over for y'all. Because
fantasy people, don't listen to her. Fantasy people, if you got Philly as your defense, start them.
I don't know. Philly was kind of porous against Green Bay too,
that's against Green Bay. We talking about against Atlanta.
All right, okay. Not saying I'm picking Philly, because I'm probably going to pick Philly. So I can't actually do this bet. I was going to do a bet. Say, yo, okay, let's say this. All right.
Okay, let's do one. Let's run one. I'll buy you a round. I'll buy you a 12-pack. 12 pack is on the line. 12 pack is on the line.
Bet, say less. Okay, I bet you that
Okay.
Kirk Cousins can at least give you 250 passing yards next game.
That's the bet?
That's a bet.
Bet. Run it.
250.
250. Bet. All right. All right. 12 pack is on the line. Everybody, you listening to this. She got Kirk Cousins throwing 250 yards on the Eagles next week, Monday Night Football.
God damn it! If Baker could do 289, you could do 250. You could do 250. I just don't basically. I mean, hey,
you know what? No, I need to add to that. Hold on, I got to add a caveat to that. I'm throwing two touchdowns on that too. He has to have 250 and 2 touchdowns.
Damn, you asking too much.
Nah, you
gotta have 2 touchdowns. But at the same time, that's not the bet that I made. That's your caveat, but I'll let you add it on, no doubt.
All right. 250, 2 touchdowns, 12 pack of your choosing, 12 pack of my choosing. Boom. We got it.
Say less. All right.
All right. What's our picks? What we got? What we doing? What we doing?
Go to the picks. Okay, so let's pick our picks for for this week. Just recap real quick for last week. We actually ended up tied 8-8 with our picks last week.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm okay with that.
That's cool. All right. So yes, Iris, 250 in passing yards. Yes. Lord knows Kirk Cousins ain't gonna run nothing. He might not even run his mouth. He probably won't even run his mouth. All right. So yes. Okay. So Buffalo at Miami. Who you got?
I'm going with Miami. With the fact that especially we just talked about it, Allen is hurt. We don't know how bad he's hurt. So, and the fact that he was the true focal point of that entire offense this past week, he ain't gonna be able to do that with Miami. So Miami got the speed, they got the work, and Cheetah is pissed right now. So he about to lay havoc on everybody.
He might get that.
Yeah, he is pissed.
And Waddle actually might hit 1,000 too. Waddle might actually hit 1,000 too.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
All right, so yeah, I got Miami.
No doubt, me too. New Orleans at Dallas.
I'm gonna go with Dallas. It's just the fact that New Orleans. I need to make sure that what New Orleans did to Carolina wasn't a fluke. Because it's Carolina, I got to make sure. So I'm gonna run with Dallas.
I'm gonna go with Dallas too, because even against a great defense like Cleveland, Dallas basically mollywopped them. Their offense is basically, even though they are going to be out a tight end, I think Dallas will still get it. Tampa Bay at Detroit.
Boy, that's good. That's good. I know everything is going to say go with Detroit because Detroit's at home, but the way in which I saw the Rams pick apart Detroit's secondary, and you got Mike Evans coming into town. Mike Evans is a 6'3", 240 beast of a man.
And Godwin.
And you got Godwin, exactly. And you got Ottman. And then, right, exactly. So I'm going with Tampa.
Okay. I'm going to stay with Detroit, but I feel you. I respect your Tampa. I respect the Tampa. Tampa's going to be tough to beat this year.
I see.
Oh, my bad, guys. Hold on. My fault. My brother's trying to call in here. Okay, so Indy versus Green Bay.
I don't want to say it.
I mean, I'll say it.
I'm going with Indy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said it. I'm going with Indy. I don't know what Malik is going to do. I don't know, and it terrifies me. Now watch he throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. I'm gonna feel like such an idiot. Oh, I'm going with Indy.
You gonna go with Indy?
I'm going with Indy. Just Richardson, he balled out. He did. He like put in work. Where is it, in Green Bay or is it in Indianapolis?
It's in Green Bay.
Nope, I'm going with Green Bay. I'm
about
home team.
to say, I'm gonna give you time to decide.
That's why I had to ask. I had to ask that. It's in Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay. Yep, home field advantage. Green Bay.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just thinking, because I was really on the fence about this. Because obviously, if Love was starting, I'd say
if Love was starting, it'd be Green Bay, no doubt. I wouldn't even question it.
By a touchdown,
yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna go Indy. Just for, not because I feel like they should easily beat Green Bay, but I feel like Malik was gonna need at least a week. Anyway, all right, it is what it is. Jets at Tennessee.
Oh, Jets. Tennessee look like trash. I'm sorry. Jets. Oh my gosh. Jets are about to like embarrass the bejesus out of Tennessee.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be on a mission to embarrass them.
Oh, absolutely.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Another one. Well, this is going to be easy, pretty much. San Francisco at Minnesota.
Woo. Oh.
You saying they're going to choke?
Do we have a mercy rule? Is there a mercy rule in the NFL? Are we spotting Minnesota 22 points?
Nope, they could go up to 80. I've seen a game go to 80 before. I've seen a college game and I was like, did they score?
No, we saw NFL. Remember, Miami did it 2 years ago. Remember, they put up 72.
Right.
I think the Niners are going to go for a record here. So we're going with the Niners because I think the Niners are going to have 3 interceptions, 4, maybe 6 sacks. It's going to be an embarrassment.
Never rooted for a Niners team in my entire life until right now. Jordan Mason, go Jordan Mason, go. Seattle versus New England.
Seattle.
Same. Giants versus Washington.
Washington. Jaden Daniels. I'm sorry. Jaden Daniels is going to put in work.
I feel you. I still got to go with my Giants, man.
I hear you.
Anyway, at least there will be real grass. Oh, that's what the name says. I only have 3 to 4 games. I actually have picks for, and Vikings is one of them. There it is. I mean, Iris, I understand you're a Vikings fan. You grew up in Minnesota. Understandable. Go with your home team, and that's why I'm going with my Giants. Why? It's irrational, and that's what fanatics do. Fanatics. Anyway. You have Carolina, but it's the Chargers coming to Carolina. Chargers look good, man.
Chargers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Carolina still looks lost. Like they got a whole new O-line, and quarterback still looks like he doesn't know what to do.
This is what disgusts me. Although at the same time, Bryce Young, I didn't even get to watch him in college that much to see what he looks like. But he's an undersized quarterback. I just feel sorry and sad for those quarterbacks who come in and they get on bad teams and they just waste their youth. He
should have sat behind the quarterback, but they threw him into the Lions did, and he didn't get to learn.
Because he didn't get to learn. Pay one quarterback. That's all they want to pay. One quarterback. Greedy. Anyway, Cleveland at Jacksonville.
I'm going Jacksonville just because Cleveland needs to get their quarterback situation under wraps. Like, I'm sorry. Until they figure out who's going to be their quarterback, they're screwed.
Deshaun Watson is the quarterback. What are you talking about? For now. He gonna do a 2-10. So
you okay? You okay?
He gonna make bail.
He gonna be like the 1980s Raiders. We gonna get him out of jail and go straight to the stadium.
He gonna be like Kobe, and I love my Kobe, but at the same time, that was a wild ride when he was in the finals and going back and forth to court cases. Whoa. That was a wild ride, bro. Anyway, but yeah, Jacksonville over Cleveland. You have Las Vegas at Baltimore. This should be easy.
Oh, Baltimore.
Yep.
Baltimore. Because Baltimore has the same issue. They have a quarterback issue. And I mean, plain and simple.
Exactly. Vegas, you mean?
Yeah, Vegas. Sorry. Yes, Vegas has a quarterback issue.
Either way, yeah. Minshew. I thought Minshew was actually going to do bad, but do well. But at the same time, if you're telling me that they have a quarterback that's going to be worse than Minshew on that team, be a long ass season. Yo, man. Adams, free Deshaun, free my man Adams, man.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes.
Last years, man. He's wasting
after like
asking. He needs to demand a trade.
After that, especially after we saw the Netflix receivers series, where he's like, I felt like I'm a die out here, bro. Let the man go. Jets.
I like
Jets. Could you imagine him going to the?
No, I was thinking about the Jets. That would have been perfect. But
imagine him, Garrett Wilson,
Adams, wide receivers that he basically is gonna be pissed that he didn't throw to.
I'm telling you, just think about that. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams on the same damn squad with Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall.
And Alan Lazard?
Yes. Who are you going to double team? Just tell me. Who are you going to put top side safety? Where?
Conklin will have a career year. Everybody will have a goddamn career year.
Think about it. You put Wilson in the slot. You put Alan Lazard at the Y, and you put Adams at the X.
That's ugly, son. I say,
thank you.
Hey, if David Stern can step in and stop that trade of
for CP3 to the Lakers, yes.
Somebody needs to stop that trade. That trade cannot happen for the NFL. Period.
Oh my God, now, Jets! If you're listening, somebody for the Jets, if you're watching this show, which I really hope, hear my voice. If you want the Super Bowl this year. To this season, not next, this season that just started, you will do two things tomorrow. You will pay Hassan Reddick his money, and you will trade your first round draft pick for the next 2 years for Devontae Adams. I swear to you, you will automatically get the favorite in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl. You heard it right here tonight.
That's them picks. I say you definitely do it. I say that's a check. That's a checkmate move right there. That's a checkmate move. That's an all-in. That's an all-in Broadway Joe kind of pick. You said that you wanted to win a championship, so that's basically the kind of move you didn't make. I'm not mad at that. That right there is exactly what you got to do. Where was that at? Vegas, Baltimore. Oh, okay. Yeah. We were talking about Vegas. Okay. The Rams versus Arizona. We're almost done.
Rams. Definitely. Yeah.
Same. Pittsburgh versus Denver. Interesting.
Pittsburgh, just that defense. Now, again,
same.
Pittsburgh got to figure out their offense, but Pittsburgh defense is going to pick up the slack. And they're going to pressure that rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, so much, he's literally not going to know his left from his right.
Yeah, that's going to be an ugly game for Denver. It's going to be an ugly game for Denver. Because if Kirk Cousins couldn't figure that shit out, Bo Nix, I pray for you, bro. I pray for you. Cincy versus Kansas City.
You know, I love these two games. I always do. I love when they go head to head. But if Cincinnati can't get their shit straight, because they looked like a deer in headlights this past game, that they should have won. They should have won. but I don't know what's going on with Cincy. So I'm going with Kansas City. And that rookie of theirs who I have on my draft, oh, he did it for me.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Not mad at you.
I
got
almost
Rashee
didn't
Rice.
start him. I have him too. I have him too. I got both of them. But I didn't start Rashid, which I'm glad I didn't. I started Worthy over Rashid, and it panned out for me. At the last second, I didn't switch, and Worthy is fast. Oh my gosh,
that didn't make no sense. He had the ball. He was across the line before they even knew that he got the ball.
It was my gosh.
Chicago at Houston.
Houston, we have a problem. The problem is the Chicago yet again, for the third time in the last decade, got a scrub, a trash man, a person off the street who shall not be named. Bump that, I'm naming him. Williams sucks.
You saying Caleb Williams sucks? Okay.
Trash.
This
garbage.
That's a topic for next.
That's New York summer street trash.
That's our number one topic next episode. Number one topic. Because I'm just, don't get me wrong. I get you, but he's a rookie. At the same time,
he's a rookie.
95 yards is all you could do. 95 yards.
That is it. He's a rookie. Bo Nix is a rookie who had 2 touchdowns, who threw for 130, 140, I think it was 150, something like that.
He threw for 132, and
there you go. Exactly, an interception and touchdown.
And he ran for touchdown.
Jaden Daniels ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 145. So again, you were the number 1 draft pick, the greatest quarterback to come out of college.
It's real ugly when I scroll down all the way down to the top, through the top 25, and you're not even there.
Exactly.
He did worse than Joe Burrow.
Exactly. You were the greatest quarterback to come out of college, and you threw for 12 for 27, 93 yards. Bruh. Really? Really?
No bueno.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be, the Texans are going to win, but I think it's going to be interesting. You know, they got to put it on that Sunday night. That's a Sunday night game, so they're going to basically showcase Caleb. He's a rookie. Hey, even Peyton Manning was garbage in his rookie year, so I'll give
Yes, he was. You're absolutely right.
So, Atlanta, Monday night game, Atlanta at Philly. Go ahead and just put that Philly down, put that P down under each of these selections.
All right, look, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say
that he gonna get 250, but he gonna lose. But he gonna get 250.
I'm just gonna say this: the 2 most embarrassing games we're gonna watch all weekend is going to be the Denver Pittsburgh game and the Philly Atlanta game. Those 2 defenses are about to set records.
Right, that's gonna be interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, y'all, but I'm going to cut it off right here. I mean, I wanted to basically go ahead and do our division champs, but I need a little bit more time on that personally. I want to basically go through and really just, we
need to get 4 weeks in. We need 4 weeks in.
Yeah, to really be able to say, well, who's who and what's what, and who's going to be division champs, conference champs, and Super Bowl champs. And exactly, because I wanted to also do our perspective Rookie of the Years and MVP.
Our superlatives.
We need some time in. We need some time in
to
tell all this information. So, but we're gonna leave it right there. But thank you so much, O, for coming through. Always a great time. Great.
I love it.
Content.
I love you. Thank you,
man. Thank you so much for coming through. Let them know where to find you if they want to come find you, man.
Yo, my name's O. Real O Show. We hit it live. YouTube. You can always find me here with my girl going live as we do every week. Always talking about the sports. Always talking about what's going on in the world. So I love it. Hit me up and let's get at it.
Absolutely. And y'all know me. Call me Nakomi. Y'all can reach me at Call Me Nakomi on Instagram. Call Me Nakomi with the number 1 on Call Me Nakomi 1 on X, and call me at gmail.com if y'all want to send me an email to let me know what y'all think or whatever. Also, please go ahead, like this show if y'all watched it, comment, drop a comment. I will always respond back to you guys, and subscribe if you haven't done so before. I know there's a lot of people out there who've watched the show and who hasn't subscribed, but I mean, this is a good watch. It's a good watch. It's always going to be good conversation, and I appreciate you all again for coming through. I appreciate all my viewers for coming through. Thank you so much. I hope this is going to be a really good football Sunday, man.
We gonna get it. We gonna have a good one.
Good football this weekend. All right,
absolutely,
man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, though. Thank you so much. Oh, everybody, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Hug somebody, man. You never know if this might be the last time. For real talk. Hug somebody. Tell them you love them. Don't be afraid. It's not sappy or unmanly to let someone know that you actually care. But take some time and let people know you love them. Anyway, take care of yourself. Get healthy. And may you always find water and shade. Peace.